Now on KGW News, gone in 70 seconds.
It's just a very, very quick thing that doesn't take any skill.
Surveillance shows just how quick thieves can take off with one precious piece of your car. Plus, the local county trying to make sure no one asks to see proof that you've been vaccinated.
There should be no place in a free society for requiring private medical information.
And it's an organization built on helping people around the world. But it's now clear how far the co-founder of Mercy Corps strayed from that mission.
I feel a huge weight of responsibility to keep telling their stories and my story.
We hear from the brave woman who exposed horrors from the past inside the Portland-based group. Hello, friends. Welcome to KGW News at 11 on this Thursday. Thank you for joining us. I'm Laurel Porter. We begin with the COVID vaccine effort in Oregon and a new incentive. Governor Kate Brown is turning to the Oregon Lottery to entice people to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Tomorrow, she's holding a news conference, and officials with the Oregon Lottery will join her. KGW has learned Oregon plans to offer cash jackpot prizes for those who've been vaccinated. Winners will be picked at random, and statewide cash is likely $1 million. Smaller county cash prizes are also likely. Oregon has seen dwindling demand for vaccinations, especially in rural counties. We'll let you know as soon as we learn the details tomorrow. Stay tuned. The freedom to move around without a mask is supposed to be another incentive to encourage people to get vaccinated. But in Oregon, businesses that want to let people do that are supposed to ask for proof of vaccination, and many are pushing back hard on that requirement. That includes the leaders of Yamhill County. As Catherine Cook reports, they're exploring how to stop people from asking others about their vaccine status.
This information has been coming fast and furious. We heard from
Yamhill County Board of Commissioners Chair Mary Sterrett is on a mission. She wants the county to prohibit anyone from asking customers or employees about their vaccination status as a condition for allowing them inside without a mask. She's fighting the recent mandate set in place by the state. They did that after the CDC recommended fully vaccinated people can now go mask-free in most public places.
There should be no place in a free society for requiring private medical information as a condition of just operating in a free society.
Sterrett is asking the board to pass an ordinance making Yamhill County a sanctuary from so-called vaccine passports. The board met Thursday to discuss what that might look like and if it's even possible. County Council shared some concerns.
If we adopt ordinances that are in conflict with state law, we run the risk of, in the event of a claim, not having insurance coverage.
Sterrett suggested that is not the biggest issue at stake.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's a risk, but somebody's got to say at some point, enough is enough. I would rather go to the mat any day for standing up for those basic freedoms that we're now seeing destroyed at every turn.
Many business owners are frustrated by the state placing the burden of checking for vaccine proof on them. Some have fielded threats from customers. Others, just a lot of frustration.
We're not the vaccine police. We trust our customers.
Haley Rogers owns Real Deals on Home Decor in McMinnville. She asks that people who haven't been vaccinated wear masks inside. Those who have been don't have to. Those policies are posted around the store and on social media.
But as people walk in the door, we are not going to be checking for vaccination cards and checking it against their IDs. We're trusting that people are making the right choice for themselves and for others.
Rogers says she's neutral on an ordinance that would ban people from asking about vaccine status, but what she would appreciate about it is a defined directive.
With everything being so undefined, it makes our job much harder as a business owner in a pandemic that's already so hard.
And this is really concerning to me.
For at least the next week, the board will look at possible legal sticking points and what they might have to change in the draft before voting.
But what I'd like to make sure happens at least is that county employees know they can come to work without being asked, "Your papers, please," something out of the Third Reich.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Our Verify team looked into the question of patient privacy when it comes to businesses asking for proof of vaccines. Now, there's a federal law referred to as HIPAA, or the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. Our experts say the privacy part of that act applies to healthcare providers and insurance companies, preventing them from disclosing your medical information without your consent. So, would it be a HIPAA violation for your neighborhood grocery store, say, or bar to ask about your vaccine status? According to a health privacy expert, the answer is no.
Anyone really can ask you for your information under HIPAA, and it's you, the patient, who has to make the decision, yes, I'm going to give that information, or no, I'm not, because that's my decision. But that isn't regulated by HIPAA.
Several popular Oregon attractions announced today they'll still require you to wear a mask, vaccinated or not. And that includes OMSI, the Oregon Zoo, the Portland Art Museum, the Oregon Coast Aquarium, and Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum, among the others listed on your screen. In a joint statement, the attraction said they want their space to be welcoming for kids who are not eligible yet for the vaccine, as well as people who are unable to get vaccinated. 2 years ago, it came to light that the founder of Portland-based Mercy Corps sexually abused his daughter for years. The international aid group then hired a firm to find out the full extent of the problem. That firm just released a report saying 8 people previously involved with Mercy Corps may have sexually abused as many as 6 children in the 1980s. Tonight, Pat Doris talks with the founder's daughter, who fought for years to get someone to listen to her story. A warning, there are very disturbing details you may not want to hear.
Tanya Culver Humphrey is weary.
It's been an exhausting couple of years. I'm tired. I'm really tired.
She may not feel like it talking in a hotel lobby, but she's probably one of the toughest fighters in the world. For decades, she tried to tell powerful adults in positions to do something that her revered father, Ellsworth Culver, co-founder of Mercy Corps, had sexually abused her and other girls. She said it happened both in Portland and overseas, and that one girl died as a result, and she was ignored. Mercy Corps is an international relief agency based in Portland that works on the front lines of crisis around the world. Now, a year and a half after the Oregonian newspaper investigated Culver Humphrey's allegations and found them credible, a second investigation, paid for by Mercy Corps, backed that up. They interviewed Culver Humphrey for 100 hours and forwarded the names of other possible perpetrators no longer with Mercy Corps to law enforcement.
On the one hand, I'm really pleased that there's accountability and validation and acknowledgement. That's like huge. That's what I wanted.
But she also wants more. She wants you to know international aid workers are in unique positions of power over the vulnerable, and that it would be easy for a perpetrator like her own father to abuse children.
I feel a huge weight of responsibility to keep telling their stories and my story.
She wants you to hear about a disturbing incident that happened while she was 9 years old and on a trip to Thailand with her father. The details are gruesome. You may not want to hear it.
At first, another aid worker was involved with just me. Where he raped me and hurt me. And then she was brought in.
This is a picture of Tanya when she was 9 at that hotel in Bangkok. She said she was told to be good at sex because it would help other children.
The thing that I was told was that didn't I want to do a good job? Like, they knew how much I cared about the refugees because I had just been to the refugee camp. I had just been let loose to play with these kids who had nothing. And I cared about them. And I felt guilty that I was the only one with a bed.
She said a local 9-year-old was brought in and her father and the other man sexually abused them both, and later it turned violent.
They choked me, but I didn't die. I saw them choking her. I never remember her waking up. I put her in the bed with me to take care of her, which made me feel even worse because I felt like I was supposed to take care of her.
She spent the night next to the girl, and that in the morning, the girl was dead. The most recent investigators said they could not verify the child's death, but that the times and dates of the trip to Bangkok did match Tanya's story. The horrors lasted until Tanya Culver Humphrey was in her teens. Mercy Corps called the report findings abhorrent. The current CEO thanked Tanya for her courage and persistent, apologized for the actions of past leaders, and promised to continue strengthening systems of accountability and integrity. Now, all these years later, she cannot forget, doesn't want to. The investigation is over, but she's just beginning to warn the world about the dangers of people like her father, a pedophile, hidden in an international relief agency.
I feel so much responsibility. Like, I want to get this right. I want to tell her story. I don't want to tell all those kids' stories. I want people to listen because I shouldn't be the only one that gets to say something.
Pat Doris, KGW News.
And we are listening, Tanya. That story just makes you so sick. It rips your heart out. But we thank Tanya for her bravery in sharing it with us. We also want to talk tonight about gun violence in Portland. Community leaders and local politicians are calling for action to curb the city's recent spike in shootings. Pastor Matt Hennessy led the event today at Vancouver Avenue First Baptist Church. He was joined by Portland's mayor and police chief, other elected officials, and community leaders.
What we need right now are direct interventions with the individuals and families affected by gun violence. And those best positioned to do that work are those trusted community members and organizations that they represent.
It's time out for people being silent about it and assuming that if it doesn't seem to bother me and it doesn't touch my family, then I don't have to worry about anything.
Pastor Hennessy is a longtime advocate for helping young black men impacted by gun violence. Last week, it hit his family personally. His stepson, Jalon Yoakum, was shot and killed in Northeast Portland. 32 people have been killed on Portland streets this year. Police say that's on track to be the most in city history. Many are gang-related and retaliatory. Police say they're stepping up patrols around vigils and funerals and are working with the FBI and ATF. There's also a community march against murder set for Saturday afternoon at Peninsula Park.